with Looking Through the Glass.
That sounded so gay.
I also have Sabrina and Andre with me.
Hell yeah.
As you guys, if you're following the page, you can see that
What up, fam?
my mother is on a cruise, so I'm doing it without her, with her permission.
We miss you, Sela.
Say hi, Andre.
Hi, Andre.
There's Sabrina's hand. So, follow along with us as we dive into some toxic relationships that some of us have faced. Not just really like that's family relationships, any kind of relationships that are very toxic. But yeah, so nobody's here, but hi. Yeah, so I am going to try to set this up. I don't want y'all looking at me this whole time, so we're going to turn off the camera so I can figure out how. I don't think I can.
I just have to look at your gorgeous face the whole
Yep.
time.
They're just going to have to look at my face. Sorry, y'all. So,
Or we could probably just set it up to where it just faces you and me.
it's okay. We will sit like this. I have to see the comments anyways. So, with some toxic relationships, it's with some people I've seen, it's very hard for them to get out of the situation they're in because they see it as them being in love with this person, so it hurts even more to step away from it when they know they're hurting in that situation. So they're not sure how to do it because they say, I love them, but they're hurting. So stepping away from it, they feel like it's going to hurt them more when physically it's hurting them.
I don't think it's more of it would hurt them more if they were to have leave. I think it really just depends on the relationship. So if it's an abusive, like if they leave, then yes, I see that. Like if you get, the threats about, if you leave, I'll kill you, or if you leave, I'll get the shit out of you type stuff. But I think that we all accept the love we think that we deserve. I think that it goes a lot deeper than just the relationship. It goes along with your home life, your upbringing. What are you missing out of your life that you're trying to fulfill it with something else that you think that you deserve?
That's kind of what I was gonna say. It almost feels like an entrapment because it's not particularly that they want to. It's like from their mindset, the ones that's being abused or whatever. It's probably just who else is going to care for this person? Who else is gonna love this person?
Yeah, so
'Cause I think you or your mom or somebody mentioned that before. Like it was, who else is gonna take care of this person if not me?
Yes, because I've talked to somebody that was in that situation, and I just told her flat out, you, the reason why she's still in the situation that she's in is because she sees him hurting, sees him going through things, and she's watched everybody else turn their back on this person, and she doesn't want to be another person that turns their back on him and creating more pain. You're not the person I was talking to about this, but but
we've talked about that exact situation with my ex-husband.
And
that exact thing.
And that's the thing is
she's like, I'm gonna need some tissues for this time.
We're gonna need some tissues because it's gonna get real. and I've watched people, like my mom. I've watched my mom go through a toxic and abusive relationship for years, and she's watched a lot of things happen to him, and her and I never really went down that prospect, and I don't want to quite go down that road without her having her side and her input on it. But I watched her go down that road, and her and I talked about that situation, and she says yes, that is one of the situations, but it's not all the situations.
Yeah.
And I do have people in here. Hi. I just wanted to acknowledge them.
When you talk, why do you throw so many gestures?
I don't know. I can't sit
talk with your
still.
hands.
I do. I talk with my hands. Leave me alone.
Ow.
Did you
also
take
love-
karate?
Have you
No.
noticed? Have you noticed that whenever she's talking to us, it's perfectly fine. It's a completely different voice when she's trying to address that there's other people in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
She goes immediately to that customer service. Hi, how are you?
It's that retail curse.
I'm sorry. I'm stuck with it.
She's been programmed.
I am sadly. I have been programmed. But but back to you.
I'm on the hot seat.
You are because you've faced it personally. I've never been down that road personally with being in a relationship.
When you first get into a relationship with a person that has a lot of trauma and you have a lot of trauma on yourself, you kind of more or less take it together. You share it together. It's like, hey, this is what I've been through. Hey, this is what I've been through. And then you kind of become each other's crutch in that relationship. And then when that relationship gets out of its, what do you call, honeymoon phase or like the puppy love stage, you have this trauma bond to that person because you feel like they're the only ones that understand from your side. And then when they start to get out of that phase and show their true colors of, you know, them being the abusive ones, them being the toxic ones, you don't understand me, and they turn on you when they just made you believe like that they would never turn on you. It's hard to come back from that.
So when they do finally turn on you, it's like a blockade.
It's like, where did this person that I grew so fond of, where did they go?
Yeah, I can see that.
Then you spend weeks, months, years wishing and trying to find and trying to get that original person back.
Yeah, I can see that, and that is something that I've...
Oh, and it comes back. They come back.
It comes back, but then it goes again.
And then it goes again. And then that's what, like, keeps you in this ever-eternal loop of...
Because you know that person's there. You know that kind, loving, great person is there.
That you became connected with, and you stay because you get that just right amount of dopamine, and then they take it all away, and then you search for the dopamine, they give it to you for like a week or so, and then they take it back away.
But when does it come to a point where, for say your instance, when did it come to a point where you finally started seeing your value and take a step back and want
I don't
to
think I ever did.
You don't think you ever did?
I still don't think that I do see my own personal value.
And
it came to a point of me if I gave everything that I had and I didn't have anything left to give. And that's been my past 2 serious relationships I've ever had in. I've always put everybody else above myself.
You do. You do. You have, since I've known you, that's something you've always done. And I'm like, no, you deserve.
But I mentally don't believe that I do.
What makes you feel like that you don't mentally feel that way? Like, what?
I've never put myself first, so I wouldn't know what that would have felt like. It's just, it does not come natural to me. Coming natural to me is everybody else in my life.
Even if they're toxic.
Even if they're toxic. Because I want and I crave that bond that I have in my head. And it does not help that I don't want to say that, like, neurodivergent, I guess is what you would call it. I'd have to look up the description of that to be absolutely sure. But, like, I play out scenarios in my head before I ever actually have a conversation.
I do the same thing.
And, you know, A, B, C, D, however many that I come up with, and, like, I cling to those. I'm like, okay, well, if I just, so, like, you know, my mother, for instance, so I'm like, well, if I do this, if I could do this for her and make her smile and make her happy, is that going to get me, like, a number point on her list? Is that going to make her think of me? Is that going to make her have the relationship with me that I want?
But
I want that motherly bond that I just don't have, but I crave it to the point of I will do
feed
absolutely
anything
anything
to
get
feed into that, to try to get something back, to have that bond. And I do see that. I do see that. That's something that I'm like, come this way, come to dark side. I'm like, come on.
I don't have it in me to be a bitch about anything, and I don't know if that's just my own personality or my own personal, like, toxicity. My own personal red flag is I will go to my love knows no bounds, and that
And
is
that
100%.
that is a sweet and loving, like, that's something I love about you. That is something that I adore. But then again, I'm like, girl, put up a boundary. You gotta have a boundary. It doesn't matter who they are. Put up a boundary with me. I'm like, because you'll go and do something for me. And I'm like, shit, I gotta do something for her now. And I'm like, I will scramble. I'm like, she did all this for me. I gotta go find something to do for her, and I gotta make it bigger. Because I'm like, bigger don't go home.
I've never known fences, and that's also, like, it's not just with love or relationships. If I've ever put my mind to something, there is no fences, there is no blockade. I'm gonna get it one way or another.
And that's not a bad thing.
I don't know how to put a bad.
It's not entirely a bad thing, because you're an ambitious person. But Christy did ask, when do you get to the point where you give up on that person and leave them behind?
When you absolutely have nothing left, and you're on your own comfort span. So mine, being the way that I am, I got to the point of I lost my own mentality of who I was. I wasn't being nice anymore. I wasn't being there for the people that I loved. I became very much in a dark hole, alone by myself.
And you still face that, don't you?
Time to time, yeah, I do.
You
But since I left that relationship, it opened up a lot of more possibilities for me, not relationship wise, but just, oh wow, like, I do have, like, family and friends that are gonna be there. It did not happen very nicely, and it didn't happen very quickly either. It took them 6 months to figure it out, but in the moment of it was very saddening.
Would it have been better if it was a better support system from all of them?
I think it would have been an easier transition, yes.
An easier transition. Well, and
like, having you guys, that helped a lot, but also, like, I feel like everybody goes through their own shit at their own time, and y'all had y'all's own, you know,
yeah,
conflicts and stuff that were going on, and, you know, I didn't want to, it's around Christmas time, like, I didn't want to add in and then feel bad about, you know, you're missing out holidays now, and then you have all of that holiday emotional trauma that goes along with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a matter of, I was in a dark place, and I finally got up the courage, and I wanted out of it. And somebody came into my life and told me, you know, there's so much more out there for you than what there is. And it took for me to actually spend time and actually believe them when they said that.
And even then, I don't think you still fully believe it. I've watched you, not just with, you know, a personal relationship, but like relationships, period. You you still don't follow that completely because
It's hard.
it is
It's
a
hard
very
getting
hard,
out of it.
and it really is. I watch a lot of people who face. I see a lot of people that are facing those issues and those traumas, and you know,
I've had family members that have come out of like, you know, abusive relationships and divorces, and you know, 1 year later they're a completely different person. They have like a workout regimen and you know, doing stuff for themselves and have put themselves in such a better place afterwards. But what is that saying? It takes mucking it through the mud to get on the other side. And sometimes you just have to go through the mud.
well, and where I coming from an outside point of view, where I want to help the person who's going through an abusive relationship, I don't want them to reach the point where you have nothing left in you.
That's not your call.
I know, but that's why I go to them, and you know, or they come to me and they talk to me and they vent to me about it, and it's like, you got to take a step and go realize your worth. Let me help you. Like, I want to help them if they allow me to help them see their own worth, because I will do what I can, because I know that because I watched it for 10 years in my life with my mom.
I think that's why I appreciate you so much, is because, you know, a lot of people, it gets tiring on that other side. I can't imagine, I mean, having a really close friend that, you know, is going through that, and you watch them for years going through that. I have had people in my life that said that they were my friend, and then the moment that I'm going through a hard time, yes, I'm stubborn and it takes me a minute to realize that I'm in a bad place. But they gave up. I feel like everybody gave up on me.
And I don't want anybody feeling that way, because
Like and it was because I was young at the time. But you know, my first relationship was an extremely abusive relationship, both mentally and physically. And all of my friends that I had back then, you know, they would tell me the same thing. You know, you got to do for you. You got to do for you. But then at some point, they got tired of telling me that, and then just left me altogether. Yes, that is my own fault too. But also, I feel like they
didn't understand.
They didn't understand, and they gave up on me.
And
Instead of sticking with me through it, like understanding my point, they didn't try to.
you have, like you said, you have a bond that is really hard to explain, and I understand that, because even when my mom was fully mentally done with her ex-husband, she was mentally and physically done with him, she still had to have him around for the financial help. She couldn't leave everything on her 13, 14-year-old daughter and her 3-year-old, 4-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
You know, so there was, and she needed some kind of help. And I saw that from a different perspective. Did I hate her at that time? Yes. I absolutely couldn't stand the fact that he was still around. But what was her options? That was still my sister's dad.
Yeah.
You know, and so, but I had to mature, out to understand that better. As I got older, I understood it better. As her and I talked, I understood it better.
Yeah.
And I don't, but a lot of people don't want to listen. They don't want to hear it. And do I get annoyed? Yeah. But you're my best friend. I'm sure I annoy the hell out of you.
Hell yeah.
But, like, you know, so, you know, but I'm not going to give up on somebody when I know they need it, when they need me.
Yeah.
Then I would feel beyond guilty. I would question.
And I think some people don't. They don't see it that way. They don't feel guilty. They're like, okay, well, she'll figure it out and call it a day.
Like,
they're not that kind-hearted of a person.
Oh, you're kind-hearted. I'm kind-hearted. But And yeah, you're right. What do you have to say?
I'm just listening.
You're just listening.
Yeah.
Somebody's still in here. I think it's Christy, but Christy. And it is. I don't know. It's something that I don't think anybody can fully understand unless they see they're either on that end of it. Because I've faced a toxic relationship, but not. I guess because I grew up in it, I was like, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
Because
And that's another thing that got me is coming out of that first relationship, like being broken and abused the way that I was.
mm-hmm.
It was. I was very headstrong. My ex-husband had to deal with that, like very much. When we first got together, I was extremely headstrong. I don't need a man. I don't give a fuck. Fuck everybody. And then it took, him getting me out of that, and then we bonded, and then going through traumas together. 6 years of a relationship is a lot. And I still, like, and he still did what he did to me, and I did what I did to him, and it was just, coming out of that headstrong, like, I don't give a fuck, and then you find somebody that you really bonded with that you understand, and then they be a completely different person.
And they continue to be
it's so
that.
confusing.
It's a mental attack alone for a victim.
Yeah.
Which,
Because I was that headstrong, very much independent.
what I
could
tell
do
you to
it
be. What I tell you
Yeah,
to
I used to be that for a very, not too long of a time, but I was that. And that's how I protected myself. And he got me out of that just to put me right back where I started.
Yeah. It's definitely seeing you go through it and be so confused on what to do. Because you and I talked about it.
Yeah.
You and I had the conversations about it because you would be like, I don't know what to do. And there was several times where like, I know what I want. I have thought about this, I have gone through this, and on multiple accounts, not just this one time, no, it's been multiple different accounts. And then there was a point where we saw the face, that the what you were dealing with, the face of that abuse, and we both were like, no. Because we never witnessed it until at one point.
And I think that has a lot to do with it too, is like when you're going through trauma and you want to leave, but you stay hoping that it'll work itself out. It's not going to work itself out. It only gets worse from there. From the time that you realize it and then you start calling them out on it and try to talk through it, if they don't want to talk through it with you, it only gets worse from there.
No, because they're not
They don't
changing.
see anything wrong with what they're doing.
Yeah, because that's what makes them abusive.
It truly does take, because now being on the other end of it, being out of it, it truly does take leaving for them to realize what they lost.
Well, and even then, some of them don't realize.
Until,
It's
or they don't realize at all, or they realize years later, but
who's to say? But there's people who they've left, that victim left that relationship, and the abuser realizes it, but that victim will go right back to it because they're changing their ways, they're bringing that other side out,
Yeah.
and it's a draw right back in, and then they go back into their habits.
Yeah.
And that's something that people, they're not truly fixing themselves. They're only fixing themselves to.
I feel like you really can't fix yourself away from a relationship. If you are trying to better a relationship and realize where you went wrong, you do that in the relationship.
Yes, that is something you can do in a relationship. You can do it outside
you-
the relationship too.
If you break, I believe like if you break up for that reasoning of, well, you're in a different side of your life, and I need to, figure out where I went wrong and fix myself. Once you break out of that relationship, that's why so many people, when they get back together, it just goes back to the same habits.
Yeah.
Because yes, they did change for that same time, but oh well, this before 2 years ago was comfortable for me, and I worked so hard to get to where I'm at right now. If you go back to the same person you were with 2 years ago, you're going to go back to that comfortability that you had 2 years ago.
And you
You're
have to go
not-
through all that work again. And that's
It doesn't
a
help to
mental
go
abuse on
backwards.
yourself.
It doesn't help to go backwards once you leave them. That should truly be the end of it.
Now there is a point where I feel that some people can go into the future, or go back, and
I feel like the only way to go back and be back in the original relationship that you were in is you have to go through a lot of life experiences, like a lot of life experiences.
well, I don't think it's a 6 months from now. Let's come back to
Yeah.
this. It's a couple years, where we gotta grow up. We gotta mature. There's things you gotta figure out in life. If it's that deep, it's and finding yourself. Because I have siblings who did go through that line of, I need to find who I am. And they did that search into who they truly are, and they are different people now from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I am truly proud of them, because we didn't have a relationship then like we do now.
Yeah, no, I think like family is different. I mean, like relationship wise.
Well, I think it goes either way too, with relationship wise, because honestly, there was a point where we should have seen each other. We should have ran across each other, but we weren't meant for each other at that time. And a couple years later, here we are, meeting each other, same friends and everything, just never
Yeah.
met. And the timing was correct. I went through a toxic relationship at that time before I met him, and when I was with him. And, like when I was with him, I had that toxic relationship, and it was a long distance one, and it was a mental play on me. It was all mentally, never physically. And
Right.
that mental game really jacked with me, because the heart that I have, I'm like, well, I can make this work. This will work, because, doesn't want to tell his family about me. He doesn't this. And we came back to that several times.
Mental abuse, I honestly feel like is 10,000 times worse than physical. Physical, you feel it, you get over it. It keeps happening. I understand, but that I don't really feel like that mental abuse really ever goes away.
No. It's something that you
heal from.
You have to heal from it at some point. You don't have to, but in order to move on with who you are and with life, you have to heal from it. But it's not
But
easy.
it never ever goes away.
No, because you can still look back on it, but you can look back on it in a positive way, going, I got through that. I no longer have to deal with that. Or you can look at it a negative way, like, wow, that still hurts.
Yeah.
But looking at it in my perspective, and for me, because what I've faced, the mental abuse that I've went through, I noticed, and as you said, I noticed that the physical abuse that I faced with growing up compared to my mental abuse has weighed on me, and I'm still healing and going through that.
Yeah.
And I face that lack. I face that I don't have a control of something. I am not in control of it. I can't be control of anything. And that's something I have to break. I know I can't control my future. I can't control the now. And I have a big problem with that.
Right.
But the mental abuse, I can definitely say that it weighs. more than the physical abuse. But I look at it and go, but look where I'm at. I'm making it.
It's a matter of perspective, for sure.
Yeah. We still have 2 people in there.
Shway.
But they're not talking.
That's fine. You can just listen. Let people do what they want to do. They probably just got us on the background noise while they're cleaning their kitchen right now.
Oh no, it's pretty late. As my kitchen's still a mess from dinner.
I don't know. Definitely getting into a new relationship has been a weird experience for me.
That I hear it every day. But Christy says I'm listening.
Getting into a new relationship after a divorce and after an abusive relationship, this will be my 3rd truly real relationship. And this has been the weirdest thing that I've ever had to go through. I honestly feel like I've gotten a good mix of everything. I've gotten a good mix of the abuse, the mental abuse.
So what makes it so weird?
Like, and I think it has to do with like the divorce part of it. It's weird replanning your life. Like I fully imagined my life with my ex. I imagined, having kids, and we picked out kids' names and, what kind of house we wanted to live in, how we wanted to decorate it, how many dogs we wanted to have, we planned out our life together. We fully planned on
The rest
being
of your existence.
old. And now I'm here in this position with starting back from the beginning with somebody completely new.
But a different you.
But a different me. And that's weird. Because I'm still me. I just feel new and weird. And then replanning your life, it's like, yeah, I feel cool with this person. Like, we should, move in together. And then you really start thinking about, I'm going to live with another man that wasn't the man that I fully planned on being with. That's weird. It feels weird.
I can see how that. I couldn't actually. I can't imagine because
Waking up in the middle of the night and then rolling over, and it's somebody you want to be in bed with, it, yes, but it's also like, oh shit.
It's a different feeling.
Yeah. In the middle of the night, and you're going through it, man. Like, I can't sleep. I can't rolling around like a rotisserie chicken. It's weird. And then you're trying, and it also makes it extra weird when they're experiencing the same thing. When you both just get out of a divorce and you both are trying to navigate how to life again.
I mean, well, because you guys still talk. Not everybody talks too, because not everybody has that.
But I mean, even if I didn't have still an okay family relationship with my ex, I still feel like it would still be weird on both ends, because still, like I said, you're planning your whole life with somebody else that you didn't plan on being in your life. It's great now, they're here now, but 2 years ago I didn't think of this. Never thought I would have been here. I didn't think I would be here 6 months ago. Like,
this wasn't even a conversation.
no, this was not in my brain. This was not on my radar. Like, what? It's kind of flabbergasting.
Flabbergasted.
Flabbergasting.
Flabbergasted.
That's fucking deep, yo. Dude, I've never even. Yeah, dude.
I told you she's been
It's
holding
a
out.
fucking trip.
She's been holding out on me. I've been wanting to have these conversations. I love these conversations. I love getting deep into it. I love hearing other people's perspectives
Yeah.
because it's just
That-
it helps me have a better understanding, not only as you as a person, but a better understanding of those who, because there are people who have different ways, they're mentally different, but there's somebody out there that's going to understand you.
Yeah.
Like we even talked about if something were to happen. Like we joked about it, but it was like
We have a mature relationship to be able to talk about those kinds of things, such as if it's a split or such as
a split or freak accident. One of us goes, and it's like planning everything with like a new person. Like we even said that it just would not.
So let me
It wouldn't
ask
feel
y'all a
the same.
question, dude. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So
Uh-oh.
if there was a freak accident, okay, Andre, I'm gonna ask you. If there was a freak accident and Jess is dead,
I'm dead, y'all.
Okay.
and you got a whole nother relationship, and you had kids and whatnot, would you be buried next to your new wife or next to Jess?
Well, we already talked about not doing burials.
Okay, but would you still mix your urn remains with Jess's, or would you mix it with your new wife's?
I guess it's on to the third one.
You'd have a third wife?
No,
I'm
I don't
genuinely
know.
serious.
It's just honestly,
I wouldn't. I don't know. Because
I'm like genuinely curious.
like we told each other, like, yeah, we could start over with somebody. It just what you build together with one person already, it doesn't feel the same. It wouldn't feel the same.
we genuinely have talked about it, and like we've even gotten so deep that we've cried because the thought of losing one another, and honestly, it's hard to say who I would want my ashes to be mixed with, because I will have to heal from his loss at some point to carry on with and have a healthy relationship with somebody else. I can continue to miss him, but that person's going to have to understand I'm going to miss him.
Yeah.
Because that is the first love of my life.
Like, no offense to the new person, but that person, like you said, has to be understanding. That person has built a life with another person before you.
Exactly. And seeing this on a personal level with my uncle, it's definitely something that, I've had that question before,
The only reason this is bringing up, I'll just be honest with y'all, because my grandma's not going to watch y'all's live. Me and Chris got my grandma and grandpa gravesites for Christmas. But you have to buy 4 to get them all next to each other. Because the way that it's set up is 4 and 8. So you can either buy 1, 2, 4, or 8. So we got 4.
okay.
So me and my ex-husband, if anything were to happen to the both of us,
You guys are going to be...
we're going to be buried next to each other. Like that.
Is that something you really, truly want?
Now I'm thinking, what the fuck?
Y'all are now...
Holy shit.
I don't know. That's a really rough one. I don't know.
Okay, well, Grandma's getting buried next to her ex, I guess. I hope Grandpa doesn't mind.
You just put him on the end.
Put them in the middle.
Oh, shit.
And this is like ask because honestly, like if
It's something.
if something
What
were to
if you
happen
were
to
able
him-
to give that to somebody else?
So, and that's what I was going over with my ex-husband too. Is that like
I think honestly, I would.
like yeah, it's fine if something. It's there for security in case anything were to happen to him or me, recent like currently. But it's also me and him also still have that family-like relationship, not a romantic, but my grandma is still his grandma. My grandpa is still his grandpa. I feel like it has a lot to do with why I stayed so long. Is my family is literally all this man has.
And that comes back to what I said in the beginning. You've watched everybody turn their back on him. You don't want to feel like another person that's turning their back on him.
Right.
Not even that. It's like your family with me.
Mhm.
Straight up adopted.
Yeah, if we were to split up, we would have to. It would be the same situation. We would have to get along, and go to all of these parties,
And
because
stuff together. Yeah.
and all the events and everything together, because my family is his family 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. My family has chosen him over me a couple times.
I'm the favorite. But no, like when I said earlier when we would talk about things like this and joke around, like one of the things that we would joke around about is if even if we did split up and then go on like a double date somehow,
Somebody's gonna use this as a leverage against us in the
we
future.
would totally just have an affair.
With each other. We've talked about this a couple times. We're like,
And then,
that's gonna be us. We're
Like, we
gonna.
would be talking, and then she'd be like, "He's not great at all."
Like y'all both move
And
on
then-
with
and then
other
I'll-
people, and y'all would still fuck each other.
Yeah, 100%. Because we're just not addicted to each other.
And I'll just be
Then why
like,
would you break up in the first place?
Well, because there's just that sexual
"You never
attractive.
know."
There's that sexual attraction that people have that it can be something where.
You know what? I understand. Never mind.
That you don't want to be with them, but you do want to be with them physically.
Never mind. Oh, wait a second. Oh, this is like that comedian that's like, you never find out what you like until somebody does it to you. And then you have to tell the next person what you like, and the only reason you knew what you like is because somebody else did it. And then you'd be like, can we just call Chad? Do it like Chad. We have him come over here. That's all he is to me now, is just the instruction manual.
No, that's why we have books now.
Circle and red, like we used to do when we were children. Whenever you got the Toys R Us pamphlet in, and you'd circle which one you wanted.
For Christmas. This is what I want. This is what I want.
Position I want. This is how long I want you to do it for.
Oh, we need to invest into this toy.
That's what they should
These
do. Come out with
contraptions.
a Toys R Us for adults.
It's called an adult store, a sex shop.
Yes, but
I feel like this is gonna get flagged. I hope y'all know.
but I need like the booklet because I want to.
There's
I want to
toys
have
that come with instructions.
I don't know who
No.
this is, but they just said, "Oh no."
Not instruction manuals. Like I want like the catalog book to sit at home while I'm knitting and like just circle which ones I want.
It's gonna be.
Knitting.
Somebody sit down.
What is this, the 30s?
We
Yeah,
were way
knitting.
back.
Says the one that's turning 30 in 4 months.
Hey.
No, I can think of having a little catalog of the different sex positions.
Yes, and it's like
I want to try
this
this
one.
one.
This is the one that's an absolute no. I don't like this one. My legs don't go up that far.
The time viewers join in on the conversation.
Yep.
Oh.
Because somebody's like,
They
damn.
they getting spicy. Okay.
Yeah.
Do it like Chad. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to show you that comedian afterwards. She was hilarious. It was great.
Yeah. But
Yes,
adult stores.
they should. They should have like catalogs.
I'm pretty sure they do.
I'm sure they do. They probably.
But I want one. I want like a full booklet.
Google images, copy image. There you go.
I could
Or
do like a
download image.
Pinterest board.
Sure. Sure.
I want the butterfly one where the antennas buzz just the right way.
You know, buzz your ass home
Oh my god.
with that shit. Oh,
This is why
she
I
said
love
with the antennas. That'll buzz properly.
You know,
No, I don't know.
They actually, fun fact, they have a butterfly one that has like a giant butt that you actually can like put inside yourself, and then it has a remote. So
I am on a live right now.
so you can turn it on and off. I love
Oh
that
my
one.
god.
That'd be hilarious.
It's a bee?
It's a butterfly.
Butterfly.
Buzz buzz.
Oops.
They should make a bee.
Oh my god.
Damn it. This is why we don't have nice things.
Oh.
Call it the ultimate buzz.
Oh.
We got a new marketing strategy. We need to come up with pamphlets and go to Shark.
You gotta engineer the toy first.
You want to be my test model?
We're not putting displaying my fat ass on there.
You don't have to display. You can make a comment. You know, like a review. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
You
And
go on
then-
Shark Tank with me. It's great. I promise.
Engineer it first.
Oh my god, I would die to see the both of y'all go on Shark Tank and try to convince these fools.
To buy our ultimate buzz machine.
The bee.
The bee's knees.
It makes your knees wobbly.
It is highly requested you be on your knees before using this product.
Oh my god.
Do not use more than
This
30
took
minutes.
a wild ass turn. I'm just gonna be honest.
We went from relationship to trauma to porn.
Oh my god, my mom's gonna be like, what the fuck did you just talked about on the live? You do realize what this is supposed to be about. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay, so never mind. We'll talk about something else.
That took a wild turn. That's why it's for adults only. I don't know what to talk about anymore. I think we might have found
That's
an
where
end.
Delta 8'd out. We're Delta 8 out.
Are you proud of yourself?
She is.
Dad joke that bitch up.
All right, y'all. Well,
That's it.
uh-oh.
That's all.
Yep.
This could have gotten way funner.
Funner.
Yeah, funner.
Funnier.
You know, like F is for friends who do stuff together.
U is for you and me. And it's for anywhere, anytime, but all down here in the deep blue sea.
All right. I do gotta end it because he's gotta be up early. Well, thanks, y'all.
Have a good one. Hasta pasta.
Let me.
Have a great evening. I hope everyone has a wonderful Monday night.
Do you wanna?
Nope.
That's what I thought. I just want to make
I
sure.
was seeing what you were doing.
I was switching it back. Peace, y'all. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful episode of Looking Through the Glass. I am sorry for some of the things you have heard.
But
Not
we
said, heard.
appreciate you looking through the glass.
Yeah.
Looking through the glass.
You're looking through it.
And someone also is looking through the glass while you're looking through the glass.
Oh my
Your
god.
phone glass.
Did you just now realize this?
Yes.
This is, oh my god.
I thought y'all were making like an Alice in Wonderland reference because you know drugs, okay?
Drugs bad.
Yeah, okay, so it is about the sobriety and everything and mental health, but you're looking through the glass. You look through your TV, the glass of your TV, your phone. You look out the window. You're always looking through glass. I'm always looking through glass. I'm looking through double glass.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Yeah, no, I thought it was an Alice in Wonderland reference for
Dude.
drugs. I don't know. My
No.
bad.
No, it wasn't. And then the other reference is the reason why
What
it.
were we referencing?
What we referenced was the song
What
by
song? I completely forgot what we referenced
I'm
already.
looking at you through the glass.
Oh.
Don't know how much passed.
Hey. We don't need to face copyright
Like the rapper.
infringe
No one ever is.
infringement.
But that's why but it's I'm looking at you through the glass. It's looked in through the glass. That way we didn't. It's not a copyright.
Gotcha.
It's just that song always consistently came up and my mom was just like, huh. Because I would always sing it.
Now the song that always comes up is freaking Feel the Rain on Your Skin. I hear that song everywhere.
I hear it everywhere I go.
Same. I play it all the time. It's on my playlist.
Yeah.
On repeat.
And then Christy,
It's a good song.
the song that Christy likes to trigger, and I kind of have to do it for her, is "Oh baby, you got what I need." And you say he's just a friend. And you say he's just a friend.
Hit my fuck buddy.
Why'd you say it like that? The money.
I'm like, buddy.
Chupapi.
Alright.
Bad buddy.
Bad boy. Alright.
So don't do
Bad
drugs.
boys.
Okay?
What you
Because drugs is bad. Okay? So
Alright.
don't do it.
Thank y'all. Love y'all.
Oh, I thought you flipped
We
them
are.
off. Damn, I thought you flipped them off. I was about to say, what the
We are Southern.
I'm
How many times we gotta
I
say
could
bye?
not flip off our viewers. I'm not that mean.
It's like peace.
Peace.
And
Sorry.
throwing up gang
from
signs over
my
here.
angle it looked like you were just giving in the birds.
Some of them deserve the bird.
Gang signs.
Who are you calling out right now?
I don't know. Person.
You know what you're talking about. Alright, signing off. Damn. My bad. I'm
My
fucking
bad.
it up. Alright.
I so wish that was facing that way because that was awesome to
I was not
watch.
expecting that.
I
But
wasn't
okay.
looking.
All right. Love you guys. Thank you. Sorry for what you've had to hear and face today, but we appreciate you.
Oh.
And tune in for next time to look in through the glass. Now to become my mother and learn how to end this thing.
The big red block?
There is no big red block.
Is it still alive?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Do that. You don't know what you're doing.
I just got a nice view of my mouth. It's this X. I found it.
It's the it.
Wonderful.
Hey, wonderful.